Welcome to 5-Minute Reviews. I'm Gutsy, and today I'll be reviewing Starpoint Gemini 2. Starpoint Gemini 2 is an open-world exploration RPG, a sequel to the mostly unnoticed game that launched back in 2012. This game had a lot of expectations pinned on it. With so many incredible space RPGs coming out in the next year, does SPG2 stand out in an ever-increasing genre. The game initially launched in early access on Steam of September of 2013. It has just undergone its full launch almost 1 year later. I played it when it was on its late early access, so this may give me a bit of a biased opinion. So starting off, the game doesn't entirely feel finished. Even those who didn't play the beta feel that way. Many features are there but don't work entirely properly, either that or they're incredibly underwhelming. In early access, you're allowed to play free roam. In this you could roam the massive maps, killing pirates, mining rocks, and trading your way to stardom and new ships. The mode felt a bit shallow, but it was still early access, so I couldn't really wait for the full release. Now, in the full release, you can play the campaign, which allows you to roam the massive maps, killing pirates, mining rocks, and trading your way to wait a minute, it's the exact same thing. However, the big difference is that there's some form of a story with fantastic voice acting.
No, Father, no!
Damn, we are too late.
Controlling your ship feels okay, however most of the ships feel exactly the same. You can either manually control your turrets or allow your ship to auto-attack with unwavering accuracy. Seriously, they never miss. However, the main draw for me wasn't the combat or the mining or the trading, it was the exploration of this massive area they give us. With about 50 ships to find and many different factions, space stations, and planets to find, the game creates a ton of replay value. However, much of this time is spent flying around because the ships are incredibly slow. What makes this worse is that there is a way to fast travel between systems. However, the mechanic they use is incredibly unfair. The fast travel mechanic here is called warp gates. They cost way too much and you won't be using them until mid-game. There's also some form of a leveling system that doesn't really matter. You can level the skills up in your class that don't really do much. The only reason to level up is to get harder quests, which pay more credits. And credits are king. The more you have, the more powerful you are. With credits, you can buy goods to trade ships, guns, and troopers. Troopers can board enemy ships when you grapple them. They'll overpower the crew and take over the enemy ship. Or at least that's the concept. On my furthest profile, I can have 50 troops in my ship, but I'll have to use about 40 to gain control of the other ship. I'm not saying it should be easy, but when I'm level 15 and the enemy pirates are only 4, it seems a bit silly that I'd have to use the entire garrison of troops. If you can manage to take a ship, you can either sell it or add it to your garage. Selling ships gains you a huge amount of cash and is the best way to make money in the early game. However, it's a game of luck. On a positive note, the game music is incredible. I haven't heard such an atmospheric soundtrack since the first Mass Effect. Every track gives off a mysterious and slightly epic vibe. While there isn't much variety, the music doesn't get old very fast and won't annoy you for most of your playtime. Like most games that come out of early access, the game has a ton of bugs. At the time of reviewing, half the time it crashed on load. However, many in the community blame this on the mods, which I was using a lot of. Another positive note is the community for the game. The mods out there are stellar and make the game a lot more fun to play. Starpoint Gemini 2 is a game that harkens back to an older era of the space genre. And with games such as Elite Dangerous, Star Citizen, and No Man's Sky coming, it looks like a great time to revive the genre. If you're a fan of these games, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this game, however, it does scratch the itch of space exploration. And with that, it does well. This has been Gutsy for 5-Minute Reviews, signing off.